We're having a great day. Every day is a great day. Every day is a great day. You guys, I'm going to go ahead and you're going to have to feast your eyes on my big bald mug. And that's just the way it is because we're a little bit late here. It's time to go to Maine. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. How the heck are you? Happy Wednesday. Humping the day. That's what we do. I know some people out there are very sick of the hump day jokes, but guess what? They're not going anywhere. The hump day jokes will continue until morale improves. That is the way that we do things. Let's see. I'll adjust the lights once my awesome wife gets up here. Check that out. Oh, yeah, look at this. Here we go. Great show we've got lined up for you. A's down there to get brownies for Brownie Roulette, and we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Coming up in this episode, we, of course, have Siglerbrations. We want to celebrate all the things you want to celebrate. We've got merch updates. A spelled it March. It's merch. We have merch updates, which we'll get to shortly. We've got some junkie picks. We've got some Pupdates. Gorgeous picks of the pups. They're awesome. We will get to questions. This week, we're celebrating for Always Be Eating on Camera. It's National Brownie Day. We're going to get to that in just a minute. But first Saturday of every month, of course, Steve the Iceberg, Ricky Berg's Junkie Happy Hour Party. It's a Zoom thing. It's fantastico. I'll lean over here so you can see the awesome graphic I came up with. It's turned out it's really fun. I usually don't make it into that. A usually does make it into that, but you get a plethora of junkies coming in over the course of 7 hours. It's wonderful. Steve likes to spread it out over a long time so that people in different time zones can come in and, have a beverage. Maybe it's an alcoholic beverage. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But you guys have a while to prepare that one. The next one will be on New Year's Day. So for those of you who are football-minded people who want to watch all the New Year's Day bowl games, turn on the Junkie Party on Zoom, get your computer, sit there, watch football, have a beverage, hang out with everybody. Idea. It's a good time. It's a super good time. Yeah. Right. We're going to jump to the most important part of the content today right out of the gate. And that most important part of the content is, hello, everyone. Everyone say hello to A.
Hi, guys.
Yes, Maria, I do look like a Cyberman in these headphones. That is one of the drawbacks of having a big bald noggin.
But you also never tighten them, but that doesn't help
That's as tight as it gets. I prefer to think, yeah, I do. The Cybermen are Doctor Who, right?
And they are.
Who were the guys in the Flash Gordon movie then?
Not Cybermen.
Not Cybermen. They look like Cybermen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now starting to get the new T-shirts are coming in. Do I have a store graphic?
Hey, Michael Deschamps, look at you out there.
Look at this.
Guys.
Feast your eyes. Baby, tell them what they're looking at. Vanna, tell them what they've won.
This is the Ionath Krakens, the way that the new print vendor is doing the Ionath Krakens. The logo is quite a lot bigger than on our first print, or the ones that we fulfilled for you. I actually dig this a whole lot better. I'm not big into wearing boob-vertising, but he enjoys it, so there's that.
Check out my boobs.
We do have a handful of you. Dawn, I'm not sure if you're in the chat room. I know I owe you an email.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
But we have a handful of folks who
there we go.
Who have had some issues with the T-shirt vendor, and I'm working on it. Like we told you when we first did it, it's brand new to us too. So if you haven't yet, you can buy T-shirts at the site at scottsigler.com/store. Go to T-shirts and you order just like normal. We have had a few little hiccups. Shipping times are a little bit slow because it's the holidays in a pandemic with supply chain issues. There's also, I had to learn a few things about how they ship, so which is mostly on my end, but I didn't know at the time. So there are a couple of refunds for shipping that are coming to folks outside the U.S. because I didn't understand how to set up the store. Dirk, you are one of those. Dawn, I know you had an issue with your T-shirt. We're going to get it sorted out. And if you guys have any issues with your T-shirts, please, as ever, don't post on Facebook. I spend all day, every day shipping things. So I'm not on Facebook. I'm in my garage. So info at Empty Set.
Info at Empty Set.
Vastly better to get your problem solved. You've had an issue with a poster. Something's wrong with your T-shirt. Email me. Don't post it on Facebook and ask what you should do. You should always email info at Empty Set. Because I'm shipping books all day right now, so I'm not going to see that in time. And
I'm ordering this one tonight.
Yeah.
I'm super pumped.
So we do have it. Did you mention the new one?
Yeah.
No. So tonight, for today's show, we put the Property of Krakens logo in the store for the first time since 2009. This was the very first.
Oh, my God. I thought you were launching this one, but you've already launched it. That's how I'm wearing it.
That is how you're wearing it.
This is the simplest, the best shirt. Eventually, I have no time frame for this. We're going to have property of all of the teams with their established date straight up black on gray. It's hot in here?
It's hot in here, yeah.
Okay. I'll go open the door. You talk to them.
So this is the very first T-shirt we made. We made them to bring on the Rookie Tailgate Tour in 2009. This specific design was recreated, of course, by our in-house graphic designer, Scott Pond, because we lost the original from 2009. But he whipped it up. Hardly a problem for him, super easy to do. And we're launching it today in the original format. Now, on the back, there were the tour stop and cities and dates. And if you have one of those, we spelled Cincinnati wrong on the back. This time we don't have anything on the back of the T-shirts. That's also true of the all the Siglerfest T-shirts. They used to have stuff on the back, and now they don't. But other than that, these are available right now. I will tell you, if you want a Christmas thing, I can't help you at this point. Rush it unless you do expedited shipping. Because as a reminder, we never touch these T-shirts. We never see these T-shirts. So they come from vendors all around the world. I can help you with customer service, but I can't make sure you get them in time unless you do expedited shipping or anything like that, especially because we're in a pandemic with supply chain issues. But there you go. There's the Super Weapon T-shirt.
Yep. Awesome.
This is now,
awesome.
I think,
Great job,
all the T-shirts that we've ever done. There's also a handful of T-shirts that Scott Pond did, and there's a couple of Super Weapon varieties if you'd like those
Keep
too.
talking. Let me adjust this for your lovely mug. There we go. That looks nice. All right, back to Maine. All right, where are we at now? Hold on. Guys, I tell you, should have never taken a nap.
I'm not really sure what you're doing.
I have to get better framing. Those 11 minutes I spent on the nap could have been much better. And I actually thought I had done everything. I thought, I've got it completely. Everything's covered. Hadn't set up the mics. Hadn't set up the headphones. Hadn't balanced the table. All these things. But that's what happens. You know why? Because my brain is fried from writing GFL 7. That's a good
problem to have, though, for us, for the rest of us. Not for you, but for us.
No. We got that done. Books tab, shirts. Oh, Evo alert. We are working with Evo Terra of Simpler Media.
I thought he said evil alert, and I was
Same
like, that
difference.
is not on the
Same
script. I wrote that
difference.
script, and there's nothing on there.
This dude is so evil. He's so evil. We are doing some back-end housekeeping with the RSS with the podcast feed. So you may see some weirdness. We're not intending to have weirdness, but you might see old episodes pop up with things that are gone. You might see new episodes drop off, whatever. Don't worry about it. Don't email us. Don't worry about it. If things go wonky with the feed, unless you suddenly get 18,000 episodes dumping in and you're on some kind of a bandwidth plan where you get charged for that, don't let us, just don't say nothing. It'll be fine. Let's go and swing that over to chat. So once again, we're doing some housekeeping. We don't know what's going to happen, but we will keep you informed. That's all we had to say to that. And that might be happening as early as next week. Baby, yes.
Today is National Brownie Day.
That's right.
I have brownies. I don't know if you remember last week, but Scott said, will any of them be weed brownies? And I said, sure. And he said, are we going to play Russian roulette? I'll eat every brownie, which is not how Russian roulette really works, but would get the job done. So we have brownies because they were somewhat different. I kind of, I'll take
this piece right here. So I'm not looking, so I don't know. But you know which is which, right?
I do. I just don't know. Let me see. I know which is which.
Oh.
But today's National Brownie Day. We're always eating on camera. That might have been a weed brownie. We'll find out. And if it is, it's
that's good. That's delicious.
Yeah, I was going to say it'll be a fun way to go
Yes.
to get high. And is this because it's Brownie Day?
Yes, that's Red.
see.
That's Red from that 70s show.
it is.
And one of my favorite characters of all time. He's just wonderful. Okay, so we are obviously off to a cracking start. No pun intended with a cracking start, although that word is obviously meant. So we're doing the
Dawn,
brownies.
you are here. I wasn't sure if you were here at top of the hour. I know I owe you an email, and I have a fix for you. But obviously, I'll get to
This
it
may be
after the show.
This may be Colm's first Siglerfest, or not Siglerfest, first Sigler-in-Place. Everybody, welcome Colm to the chat room.
Hey.
Mrs. Chick, hello, welcome everybody. Ms. Chick, once again, email that to info@emptyset.com.
Yeah, it looks like maybe it got lost and astray, but I will take care of it when it comes in.
Let's do Siglerbrations, baby.
Oh, well, we don't have a ton of Siglerbrations, but we have a few.
Okay.
We have, We don't have Siglerbrations.
We have no Sigler.
We have no Siglerbrations. We just have some photos from later.
All right, well, that's
This whole show.
that.
Can you tell that we've been working hard this week? I've been doing a whole bunch of shipping stuff, a whole bunch of site management stuff, and he's gunning to finish GFL 7 by the end of this month. So it's a lot of like hard work, like threading all the cogs and everything like that. So we're a little shot out, and we haven't even had any. Oh, and we're of course having a cocktail. Cheers.
Oh, cheers, baby girl.
And maybe weed brownies. So this
we
is
don't know.
going
There could be weed brownies. Could not be
going to
weed
be a
brownies.
very exciting show. It's not off to a rockin' start.
high quality live entertainment for you guys. All right, so now I can cleanse the palate with all our tomfoolery and buffoonery because we get to go to the wonderful, wonderful time for Time for Pupdates.
Oh, come on.
We've got a little Christmas themed thing going on with a tiny little peanut there in the bottom right hand corner.
For those of you who asked me on social or emailed me, which I totally love, several of you emailed me at info@emptyset to ask and see how Squeaky was doing. She is absolutely 100% better. She's back to normal and her feisty little self. Today, right before the show started, I took them out for a walk. It's normally because they have to be quiet. And she barked at one husky, one Weimaraner, and one teeny tiny dog about her size. Yeah.
And we also had to have a disciplinary moment with Squeaks today because Squeaks doesn't understand. I can play with a toy with Squeaks and play tug of war. Mm-hmm. I can play with a toy with Reese, play tug of war, and there's a lot of name calling. It's very fun.
And Reese growls a lot.
I cannot play tug of war with Reese when Squeaks is in the room because Squeaks straight up attacks Reese. Squeaks will be watching it with like that predator stare.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm playing with Reese, we're having a good time. All of a sudden Squeaks like, just come out, just bite Reese.
And
so
I
she
think
got yelled at today.
I think what's happening is Squeaky is protecting Scott because she will let the dogs fight each other. A lot of times we have Stella and Cordy here, and she'll let them fight each other and growl and everything, and no problem. She will fight with them, and no problem. And she will fight with toys, no problem.
Yep.
When Reese is fighting Scott with a toy, Squeaky is like, no, ma'am, no.
When Squeaks is fighting
ma'am.
this beautiful dog right here.
Oh, look at her.
We have so many pictures where she's just starting to turn gray or hasn't turned gray at all.
Yeah, and this I think is pre-gray because look at that collar. That's an ancient collar.
That's an ancient collar. Yeah, that's very, very old. So, and there's the plant on the back wall. Remember we had the plants growing at the place downtown? We've been doing this stuff together for 15 years now, guys. Time starts to add up. But it's not just about our pets. We also have one pet to share with you today that is not ours.
Oh, my goodness.
And that pet is also themed for the holidays. Oops.
Oh. Don't.
Hello.
There we go. So this is Robin, Taylor, and Dolly meeting Santa Paws this past week, which I crazy love. One, I love that Robin does all this fun stuff. Two, I love that she brought her cat out to meet Santa. I didn't even bring my dogs to meet Santa, and they're supposed to go outside. So I got a lot of love for this photo. She's also wearing a Seahawks Santa hat.
She's wearing
Pretty
a Seahawks
badass.
Santa hat? That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So, Robin obviously is rooting for Navy. And I know some people are rooting for Army. Chris Grawl is in the house.
Yep.
So, you guys, if you are Army or Navy fans, you should say so in the chat room. Let's light it up. Light it up.
Your brother and sister-in-law invited us to this game, but stupid COVID. So next year we're going because they go.
My brother Irv goes?
My brother, your brother-in-law.
My brother, I see, brother-in-law and sister-in-law.
Yes.
Great. Because my brother and sister-in-law, this is why punctuation matters, right?
Yes.
Because that's a whole different group of people. But maybe we'll go next year. That could be super fun if we were able to go next year. Okay, so that is Pupdates. Now it's time to get info on the books. Ladies and gentlemen, go back to the books tab. It's very important, very heavy duty. There we are. Thanks to Allie, who helps us out with the feeds. And thanks to John Viscara reminding you, like, hey, are you going to post the stuff that you did on Story Smack? I'm like, what stuff on Story Smack? And then John will chapter and verse me. I'm like, I don't even know anybody named Story Smack. I need a nap, goddammit. But if you go over to scottsigler.com, let me close this out right here. We have posted just the audio version of the most recent Story Smack. If you want to watch the Story Smacks, they are all up at youtube.com/ScottSigler. They're up at facebook.com/ScottSigler, although you got to scroll down for those. And they're up at twitch.tv/ScottSigler. They're super fun. We've got one coming up this
Saturday,
weekend, and we'll talk about that in a second. But it's so much fun doing the Mission Impossible one. It's so great getting Rob on the show every time.
Yeah, it's really
Stonewall's
fun.
episode 11 is up. Stonewall's episode 12 will be up very soon. Of course, we have Ghostbusters, and then
That
just
was
a
fun.
whole bunch. As you see, these are all Stone Wolves episodes because I forgot to post all of them. I forgot to post all of this stuff. I would like to point out that is it the None More Black? The None More Black sale is still going. We have sold a shit ton of these books. I'll pay the $1 fine. The 4 hardcovers that are autographed and at the ludicrous price of $15 a pop we still have them all in stock. And I say again, these are awesome Christmas presents for your fiction-loving fans or your sci-fi loving friends who have not discovered me yet. Shame on them. You can now help them find the light and ascend to heaven. The way to go with that, obviously, is probably Ancestor.
Or Nocturnal.
Such a great standalone.
Those are standalones.
Standalone, Ancestor Nocturnal. You get a signed hardcover that you can give to your pal for $15. Hard to go wrong with that.
And I will say, a lot of you have already ordered, and we're a little slow on shipping because as I'm packing books, sometimes the post office is closed when I get there, and it's not supposed to be because it's noon. You know, there's a problem, there's a COVID problem or something, so they're a little slow. But I'll have every order out by Friday morning that exists, or Friday, I guess, afternoon. That exists. So if you have ordered and you haven't gotten a shipping notification. Or if you're worried about it, you can certainly, info at Empty Set, you can let me know. But also know that all orders, no matter when you place them, should be out by Friday afternoon. Another thing of note, if you have ordered a T-shirt, I know some of you just joined late, or a handful of folks joined late. We, of course, don't fulfill those anymore, but I can try and help you if you have an issue. I do keep an eye on it. We are running into some supply chain issues and some shipping delays and stuff like that I can email them about. Probably a little bit easier than you can, and your job should be to email me if you have an issue, and I'll look into it because that's probably easier than anything else.
My wife is literally Winston Wolfe, except she's not wearing a tuxedo. It's pretty fantastic to be married to this chick. All right, and that is books. Oh, guys, I gotta make a hard pitch here. Fitzroy, up over 3,000 reviews. We have thanked you for that before. Appreciate it very much. If you do consume the Fitzroy, go to Audible, leave a review. This helps us a ton because the algorithm rules everything in the digital world. And the algorithm, the more people who review this and rate it high, the more people see it. Then they go by Earthcore, and the next thing you know, they're tapping veins all the time. They can't get enough of my lovely, luscious writing style. Stone Wolves is at 240 ratings. Friends.
You know what to do.
Friends. Countrymen, lend me your ears. We've got to do better at this. We got to do better at this. I don't necessarily want to have to go Southern Baptist preacher next week and give a sermon on why you all should be.
No, that's inappropriate.
Oh, my cousin does it though.
No. If you're going to go Southern,
yeah,
you got to be a small town pizza. You gotta.
Nobody wants to hear the small town pizza lawyer come on next week and tell you why you're legally obligated to leave a review for the Stone Wolves at and there's a problem. We have this problem where our reviews aren't connected. So while you're at it, pour yourself a frosty one. Go to Audible, review the Stone Wolves. Then go to Amazon, review the Stone Wolves. That is one of the other than buying the books and being you. That is 420 ratings, bro.
That's what I'm laughing at.
I think I'm just tired. I don't think I'm high at all.
Oh, well.
So. And then Earthcore's doing great. And then the other thing I want to get back to right here is go back up here. And I have a fancy graphic now, I think. If I go to books. Here's where we are at on GFL Book 7, you guys. I have upgraded from 125,000 to 145,000 words. That is my... Sorry, baby. Baby, I'm sorry.
He's got 5,000 more words to go or I'm not reading it.
Yeah.
That's our new target.
I didn't mean to do it. But it apparently has jumped up. I will give you a spoiler that Federico Esteban Casipe Gonzaga, a.k.a. Fred, is a point of view character in this book for the first time. And another person, who I will not name because it's spoilers for another book that I may have just mentioned, is a point of view character. So we have point of view characters who are other than Quentin in GFL Book 7. And their storylines have kind of puffed up a bit. So... as usual, I'm trying to set up that giant Big Bang ending, that cinematic tentpole summer blockbuster ending. And in order to kind of do that and massage all the parts together, I figure it's going to probably take me another 30,000 or so words. So we're looking at about 145,000 words for GF Book 7. However, everything as of today, all the ducks are in a row. We're going to just fire up the lawnmower and roll over some ducks, cut off duck heads. I think that's how Hemingway did it, cutting off duck heads. And I think now it's going to be a mad sprint to move forward based on how fried my noggin is for the work I did today.
I mean, you guys, I don't know if you see it, but this is the weirdest show we've done in over a year. We're came ready to play, and I think we're both a little frazzled from the holiday work, kind of.
I would like to point out that we have two people who are helping me with this book in the chat room right now. We have Mr. Happy Chris Grawl, who I can't tell you what I was talking to Chris Grawl about today, but it was very important stuff. And of course, I was talking to Big John Viscara, Continuity Czar. I can't tell you what I was talking to Big John about. But you know what? All you guys in the chat room, how about a little thank you to Chris Grawl, Mr. Happy, and Big John.
Sure. Jason,
Big John,
I hope
for
you
keeping it real, dogs. Keeping it real.
So, Shannon, that's a good question. It is entirely possible that Scott's going to get even fuzzier brain because I'm almost sure his first brownie was a weed brownie.
What's up, Clover?
And not going to lie to you guys, there's absolutely both brownies in the mix. I did not I did not stack the deck by they're all weed brownies. They're normal brownies too.
Melissa, I may have another one because it's delicious. And Jason, I hope you enjoy the Stone Wolves. That is all great.
And I will also tell you, so I don't think you're necessarily affected by that, but yeah, we've been working really hard around these parts. Him on GFL7 and me shipping the None More Black Sale.
Kicking ass
and working on a
weeks,
handful of website maintenance. We've got a handful of big things happening with the website, I think Scott mentioned. So if you see any wonkiness, understand we're trying to get it done and do it hopefully ASAP as we move.
Some more thinks it's the Stoned Wolves now. Very good.
Very nicely done. Very nicely done.
Plus
I
10
also
experience
seem
points.
very pasty. I don't know if that's because I've been spending time in the garage.
Perfect.
But
I call it alabaster.
Yeah,
you look alabaster, sweetheart.
Very alabaster today. Hey. Do you want to...
I want to say... This is very meta. I may have had the pot brownie. I'm not sure. I'd like to point out the GIF I chose for you guys today. That is Red from That 70s Show, the most crotchety person in the world. He is eating a pot brownie in the GIF I provided for you today. I'm quite pleased with myself. Quite pleased.
Yep.
What were we saying, sweetheart?
I think it's time to do our tweet of the week.
Shit.
Okay, I'll talk. I'm going to do fulfillment while he susses.
Let me cue that up.
Can we get me back so that it's not just me and Red and Tiny? Okay, so while he's doing that, I'm going to talk to you about fulfillment. We've had a handful of things fulfilled. You guys have been uber patient. So if you have not received your copy of The Gangster and you ordered it before October 1st of this year, all you got to do at this point, email me at info@emptyset. If you've already done that, and I know many of you have. Ian, I know you have. BJ, I know you have. Many of you, I know you have. All of those claims are done. I'm just sending out new books. We're just going to... Paul Preston, I know you have as well. These things are... I don't know where they are. They may show up. They may never show up again. Doesn't matter. We're going to take that loss. I made the claim at the post office, and I'm going to be sending those things out, hopefully also by Friday at 5 p.m. as well. If you've never emailed me because you are ludicrously lovely and just waiting patiently for 2.5 years, now's the time to let me know you haven't received your hard copy of The Gangster.
All right.
And I will track it down and make a claim. And once the post office says, apparently it didn't get delivered, then I can send it out to you. So, also posters. Every poster from any of the original orders, so again, before October 1st of this year, those have been sent out as well. Those are still the last group went out, it's sometime in the last week. I can't remember exactly because I've been in the garage all day. But those should be to you sometime in the next 10 days or so. I know a lot of you overseas are just starting to receive them. You'll continue to receive them. They may be damaged. It's a big, wide, beautiful world, and don't worry. Just let us know. We'll fix it. Don't. I know some folks are like, Jesus, I waited so long and they're broken. That's okay. But I do want to take a minute, now that the shipping of the posters is done, to say 2 things. First thing, super easy. Thank you guys for staying with us this entire time. This has been the biggest challenge our business has ever faced, is getting the Gangster and the poster shipped to you.
Yep.
It almost bankrupted us. And I'm not even kidding, it really did. But we got through it. We got the posters done. And you guys are the reason that we even exist at all. So we're very, very grateful for your patience. We really hope you love the book. We have made big changes in our business so that this sort of thing never happens to you guys again. That's the first thing.
Yep.
And the second thing, it has to be said, and you guys are going to have to give me a second to say it. absolutely no way that you guys would all have your posters either on the way to you or in your hot little hands without Tori Pond. And Tori did such amazing work all by herself for 2 months to get these posters shipped to you in a protective way. She was super careful packing them. I'm sure more careful than I would have been, because everything she does is more careful than I would have done it. And so she packed them carefully. She taped them carefully. She did work in and around her family obligations, her business obligations, holidays. Her daughter got injured. All sorts of stuff went wrong. And every single day she was back at it. And I'm sure she was doing it with a smile on her face. And I couldn't be more grateful. And so thank you so much, Tori, for getting those done. If you ordered after October 1st or on October 1st or later, we're starting to ship those this week because we had to get through the other ones as well. So those will be coming as well. And hopefully by the beginning of the year, they'll be shipped. If you order a copy of the Gangster, they'll ship in tandem. So you'll still get 2 packages because they're different, but they'll ship sort of at the same time.
I'm going to go ahead and say it's possible I had a pop brownie because...
Oh, he absolutely had a pop brownie, you guys, for sure.
Because she mentioned how good Tori was doing. So I went to throw the double goat, but I want to do it Conan style, like one arm then the other arm. And Tori, you're going to get a Conan salute in a second. So I went like this, and then I went to do the other one, and I opposited it and gave the Dane Cook super finger. And they fit together.
That is not a thing.
Completely non-intentional. However, I believe Tori gets.
I think she absolutely deserves the.
There you go.
Thank you so much, Tori.
You get the Conan.
So other fulfillment updates. I think there was one other thing. Oh, obviously, as ever, if you haven't yet ordered your copy of The Champion, I am not lying, you guys. We have less than 20. And no, I'm not telling you where we're at. 1, because I don't exactly know. And 2, because I am not managing anybody trying to get book 2,000. I'm just not. So we have less than 20. They will be absolutely gone, I'm sure, likely by the end of the year. So if you're at all interested in getting a copy of The Champion, take a look at all the books that we have for sale. They'll all go out probably by Friday evening. I don't even know how to get to the
hardcover from here, babe. It doesn't matter. We'll worry about that later.
If you go to the store, just go to... or you can do this. Go to the store, and then go, because you're in the library, not the store.
I see. One sec. I'll go over to the store, go to books, and I'm rolling into the tweet in a second. The tweet is freaking spectacular. You guys, of course, baby, of course.
There you go.
There's the Gangster right there. All right, we're going to switch over to books, and we'll get rid of that graphic. As you can see, here is the Gangster, and... Really? We got Champion. The Champion. Go see. Oh boy,
we have just a few over
pop brownies, you guys. Pop brownie roulette. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at this plate. I'm pretty sure they're all pop brownies. Son
they're
of a bitch.
Not. I told you they're
son
not.
Son of a bitch.
But I did take away the ones that are pop.
So these are not pop brownies.
Those are not.
So I can eat these brownies.
You can.
Dope. So this, guys, if you want one of these hardcover, we're not doing this special thing ever again. It's not gonna have this cover. It's not gonna look this fancy. You will not get a free map. However, ladies and gentlemen, let us go to the tweet of the week. I am blown away. This is the tweet of the week. This is Sarah. And Sarah got herself a Siglerno tattoo. If you can see it on her arm, it's in my feed. If you go to twitter.com/Scott Sigler, you will see it. Oh, sorry. I'm not logged in as myself. Open image, new tab. Look at this. And the tagline, spreading the disease. If you guys have any idea...
How do you feel about that, Scott?
Oh, my God. If you ever come across this human being on the Twitters, you need to give her some props. Look at this. Is spectacular. That image is up on Siglerpedia.
Scott?
Yes?
How do you feel about this?
Feel about...
The tattoo?
Oh, I love it.
There you go. I knew he'd get it.
Sarah, love. This is insane. Every time this happens, I am so... floored and blown away, and this is just absolutely spectacular. What an awesome I don't know if you call this a tribute, but it's not true. It's not. It's
an awesome tattoo. It's an awesome tattoo.
It's an awesome tattoo because she got this because she likes the fiction. She likes the design. That's Greg Polonis art, right? Is that right?
I think it's Greg Polonis.
Greg Polonis' art. He's been with us from way back when he did the cover image for the Gangster that Pondy then massaged into just a great thing. But what a goddamn delight. I mean, what a friggin' delight as a creator to invent this species, put it in a book, and then if somebody like it so much that they want to get it inked on their body for the rest of their life. Kudos, Sarah. You are the bomb. I'm sure you're not listening, but if you were, you would know that you are. She knows she's the bomb. I'm pretty sure she knows she's the bomb.
Obviously the bomb. Look at her smile. She's like, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at my ink, dog. I got it covered. What's up? So this is wonderful, and that I'm so gosh darn delighted. I can't even.
It looks like you haven't commented on that post. You should.
Yes, I have.
Oh, have you? Okay.
Well, I retweet. Oh, I do need to comment on the post. I retweeted it with an exclamation that was great. So I'll comment on it right now.
Sean Dyer.
Ouch.
I know I owe you information about a tattoo, and I will get to it, I swear, hopefully shortly. But I know I owe it to you, and I've been working on it. So soon.
Hold on, I gotta
so while
comment
he's
on
doing that, I will say we are still fulfilling all those book orders. Should be out by Friday afternoon. I'll ship you books whenever. If you need a last minute gift idea, and we can't guarantee at this point, unless I ship it by Friday, even if I ship it Friday, I don't know that the post office will deliver it in time. So if you want a gift, especially if you want a Sigler gift and we know it won't get there in time, or if it gets lost in the mail and it was supposed to be a gift or anything like that, info at Empty Set, you guys. Ping me, let me know, and we can make sure that your gift recipient at least knows that it's coming, maybe a little personalized note or something like that, or an email so that they know that it's on the way to them and it's not your fault that the post office didn't ship in time or I didn't get it out in time or that kind of thing.
And of course, there's my live response right there. This is amazing. I'm so honored. Hope you love it. Also, please email info@emptyset, please, because when you get Sigler Ink, granted, we need to work on our database. We'll get this fixed. When you get Siglerism inked on your body, you're going to get named in a story as a character at some point. It may be a very small character. It could be a very big character. We don't know. All I know is that your name is going to appear in one of our works if you get this ink, and it's spectacular. All right, so now that I have no concept of time, let us continue.
Squeaky has made an appearance to let you know she's doing just fine.
Okay, let's do junkie picks real quick. Coming up.
These are fun.
Dun, 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 dun. Here we go, and there we go.
Okay,
Please.
you guys, so this is some of our embarrassing younger version self photos. Again, if you ever want to send this, you can absolutely send those to info@emptyset. This is our friend. You see her a lot in the chat room. This is Donna Millar, and this is a school photo clock.
Is that so that each number is a grade?
I'm guessing, right?
Oh my God, that's so awesome. I didn't get it at first. Now I get it.
And if you look at 12 is very clearly a senior portrait kind of a thing. No, you can't have any more brownies. You already had your Ween brownie experience. It was very expensive. But I love this. Actually, Scott it's not a clock, but Scott has an arts and crafts project like this himself, which is
the
Sheboygan High School. No, you have a C.
Oh, I've got a wood block that Mr. Taggart made for us. Yeah.
Mr. Taggart made him, and it's got him in his...
Rob knows Mr. Taggart.
His football uniform in high school. It's very similar to this idea with the heavy polyurethane cover. I love this so much, and I love so much that Donna was like, okay, I'll send this in too. If you guys want to share embarrassing photos, you can email those to info@emptyset, and we will continue to share them. But thank you so much, Donna, for sharing this one. I love it so much.
We've got another one, and this one is
I love
spectacular.
Too.
This is so good, dude.
So Robert and Barbara Youngbauer are very longtime fans of Scott's work, and Barbara sent this one in, and this is her husband's, I think, senior portrait.
Looks
and
like
it's so fantastic. And he wrote, let's see, my wife refers to this as my, quote, Greg Brady perm, end quote. Just for reference, though, my aunt owned a salon, and she did this perm herself.
Do you have any idea when they graduated? Because I also had a perm. For my senior picture, I had a perm with my luscious, already curly hair, which is no longer with us.
And why did you perm your curly hair?
Because I just thought, I'm like, okay, well, if I don't have to worry about this, you know what? Let's get Carol. We're going to get Carol on the show.
We do.
When we go see Carol, we'll get Carol.
Okay.
Can we do that?
We can.
We go see the parents. We're going to do, unless the Omicron starts to be some bitch, and are planning to go see my parents in February. And you guys are going to have to join us because we will do a full SIGLERinPLACE with Coach and Ma. Granted, if that goes like a lot of our Zoom calls go with Coach and Ma, you're going to see this side of my dad's jaw, and you're going to see my mom's left nostril, because that's pretty much how our Zoom calls go.
Pons Metal's in the chat.
Pons Metal's in the chat.
Hello. That's a throwback.
Pons we're one of the first people to get that.
know.
First people to get that might be the first tattoo I ever saw.
Yeah.
Let me go back
you
to
mean in person?
Yeah, I believe it's Pons might have had because that was the rookie tour.
Yep. Yeah.
So I think Pons Mental is in the chat room right now.
That's when we met Evo's mom too.
Yes.
It's that same stop.
But I think that is the first time I ever saw my fictional work tattooed on a human body, and it's awesome. So Pons, you're the best. Let's go back to Junkies, and let's go here. And now we've got this lovely. Oh wait, and then there's a couple that are not embarrassing pictures, because you can't be embarrassed when you got this much style, motherfucker. You can't. Look at me.
So,
look at that. Look at us. Look at Murr. Looking good, dog. Looking good.
So this is the inaugural Podcast Hall of Fame award show, and both Murr and Scott were one of the first 10 inductees into the Podcast Hall of Fame, and this was in Fort Worth, Texas. And Murr found this great dress, and she texted Scott and was like, "Do we think is this a red carpet dress?" And he was like,
"Is too much."
Yeah, is it too much? It's too much. And he was like, "What if we match?" And then he went out and found that fantastic jacket. And it was a delightful show. It was a really, really wonderful thing. It's a great big blessing. And I figured I'd share a couple of photos with you because I didn't have a ton of photos. I do still have a lot of embarrassing youth photos, but I only ran a couple of them today.
I will say my cousin, Mr. Merciless, just borrowed this very coat to make a video for the band Super Weapon. And it's apparently a very messy video. So we'll have to
and then we have one more. This is also Scott. This is Scott at Comic-Con 4 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. I'm not exactly sure. But we were at a party that Adam Savage threw, and Adam Savage and his website, tested.com. And this is actually a Golden Idol screen-used Golden Idol that Adam owns. And he got to, in the VIP section, they were out, and you could try and do the thing with the sand, and that's obviously Scott trying to steal the idol.
I stole it.
Yeah, it was, unfortunately, he also had, what are they called? Aramanthic stones. There are those three stones.
Oh, not the second you said it went right.
Yeah, I know.
Rob Otto, what are the three stones in the movie? Please in the chat. Thank you.
He also had those, which were screen used as well, and somebody stole one. So that is the last time anything like that is ever going to happen, unfortunately, because this is why we can't have nice things.
People are
but
sons of bitches.
While Scott did successfully remove the golden idol, he did not take it away from there.
as far as Adam knows, what I did is I made a fake golden idol, put it back on. Oh shoot, I just said that out loud, didn't I? All right. And we did. Oh, now we already did Black Friday, so now we got to talk about what's coming up. This is one of my favorite things. It's one of those things that really we shouldn't be doing because we have so much to do, but it's so much darn fun. Our subject matter expert in the world of movies is Mr. Rob Otto. Empty Set Movie Maven.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you.
Rob knows everything about movies that has ever been done, ever.
Anyone who was at that Comic-Con and has any idea what happened to those stones, there's still a pretty big reward for those stones if you let me know. Not that there's very many of you who would have been there, but just in case.
This coming Saturday, December 11th, we're going to be reviewing or talking about The Matrix. How do you review The Matrix? You talk about The Matrix, an absolutely game-changing cinematic accomplishment that helped launch an already massive career to the stratosphere, set up one of the biggest science fiction properties of all time, and of course, The Matrix 4 is out now or coming out soon?
It's coming out on the 22nd.
Coming out on the 22nd. So a very timely Story Smack. And if you guys have not watched a Story Smack and not got to enjoy the wonder that is Rob Otto's sense of humor and
just vast knowledge of the industry and everything else. It's super fun.
Yeah, obviously I've had way too many pop brownies in my life to compete with that shit. Way too many. Well, I can't do it. I can't. It's not done. This is done. Join us. It's a good time. We have a blast. Let's go back to Maine while I figure out what the F is going on here. All right. Did we need to go through anything else here, sweetie?
I don't think so.
Did you have a pop brownie? You sure?
I've had no brownie since I've had half a bite. Well, you ate the other half of my half a brownie. Oh my goodness. So I have a question for you. Hang on, I have a question for you.
Shoot.
I got a question this week from Trevor, who I think is in the chat room.
He is. He's contemplating spending way too much money on a sleeve tattoo. That's what he's doing right now.
I see.
He should not do that. Save that money, get a little tattoo. Go ahead, babe.
So he said, why are we watching The Matrix? You hate The Matrix. And I didn't know that. I know that the continuity falls apart in the second movies, but you picked this.
Yeah, the second movie and the third movie are it's just a flaming garbage fire.
That's what I figured. That's what I told him. I was
Lack
like,
of continuity makes no sense. They're beautiful to look at, but they just make no sense. And the original, we're not going to get into it too much, but we'll talk about that. I'm sure Rob will defend it to the nines, but The Matrix isn't a movie about logic. It isn't a movie about, it's not linear storytelling per se. It's really out there. It is a myth. It's
a fantasy.
It's a fantasy story. It's a myth story. It's full of magic and magicians and wizards and demons and all that good stuff. So just because it involves computers doesn't mean like that's plausible. But that's it, Trevor. That's what. And you know what, Trevor, come join us on Saturday. Watch and find out what's up, man. What's up? All right. You doing everything okay, babe?
Yeah, I don't know why. I just my computer.
And then
just
I'm
shut off.
supposed to have props. I will go get props right now.
Yeah, so here's if you are, I will tell you this. Steve mentioned it about the T-shirts, but as you know, we were not allowed to print or to publish a print version of Mount Fitzroy until December 3rd. Because we did a print on demand, as Steve mentioned earlier in the chat room about the T-shirts, print on demand means precisely that. They are ordered when you order them, they are made, which means the delivery time is a little bit longer. That said, if you've ordered from Mysterious Galaxy, we are working in cahoots with Mysterious Galaxy. We were allowed to force the print so that we could get these copies. We were allowed to force the print before the release date because we would get in trouble if we sold those. So that was worth the risk, and Ingram doesn't care. So I did order copies for Mysterious Galaxy, so those won't take 2 weeks to print and then 2 weeks to sign and 2 weeks to send. But they are probably not going to ship until the middle of December at the earliest from Mysterious Galaxy because they have to arrive, which should be sometime in the next 3 to 5 days. And then he's got to sign him, and then they've got to ship him. So they're on their way to you. And in the future, we won't have the restriction of we can't do anything until the release date, which we had this time.
Yeah,
so it'll be a little bit better.
The Wolf has cleared up a lot of business, but the book went dun 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 dun. Whoop!
Oh,
how did you do that?
I didn't do that.
What is going on? Hold on, we have some. Dun, 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 dun. We just had a whole camera shut down. So this is Earthcore, and I tell you that because I know I'm supposed to sing the Star Wars theme, but frankly, the Star Wars theme is the Vader theme. Vader's the best character. Vader should have won all the battles. Because
if Vader had won a battle when he was a kid, none of this ever would have happened, you guys.
So there's one, and then there's two. Look at Becky. Look at her butt. It's huge, absolutely huge. Mount Fitzroy. You guys can get your own physical copy now, and I just was supposed to show that in the prop land. So there you go.
So those, if ordered a signed copy from Mysterious Galaxy, those physical copies have not yet arrived, and so they can't be signed until they arrive, of course. So we're working on that. We're in cahoots. I talk to Kelly at Mysterious Galaxy every day, who, if you call, you are very likely to talk to her. She's the manager, and she's terrific. And we will get that done for you. I know that there are a lot of you who are outside the U.S. who did the thing, called Mysterious Galaxy, and they're like, hey, we're not going to ship international. They're having the same issues that we had with the GANGSTER, and they just can't afford it. You know, we love you guys and took the enormous hit that is the state of things, but they can't afford that and stay in business. They have a lot more going on than we do. We just have our products to manage. They have zillions. So I understand why they did that. We have book plates that we have book plates, and if you want a book plate and you're outside the United States, just order it wherever you order it. You can order it from your local Amazon, from your local Barnes & Noble, from your local bookseller would be ideal too. And then just email us. There is no cost to get a book plate. We'll take the hit of mailing you a teeny piece of paper that you can stick into your book. You just have to email me and let me know.
Everybody wants us to do the goddamn Princess Bride. It comes up all the friggin' time, the Princess Bride. So
we should watch it.
I say maybe, not going to say yes. Sorry, Lisa Brooks. The Darth Vader theme is the Star Wars theme. There's only one song. It is the Vader theme. There's only one good character in all of the Star Wars universe. That is Lord Vader. Although Palpatine's all right in my book. He's a straight shooter. And he tells you what's going to happen, and it happens. That's Palpatine. Vader's with the whole thing. Without Vader, there is no Star Wars. Luke is milquetoast. Luke is a milquetoast nothing from a nowhere planet in the middle of a nowhere sector. He's nobody's nothing. He's never been anything at all. Without Vader, there is no Luke. Without Vader, there is no rebellion. It's all about Vader. Screw you, rebellion. Yes, babe. Good.
Without Vader, there is no rebellion because they are not subjugated.
That's what they deserve to be subjugated. Sorry, what can I say?
Nobody deserves to be
Oh,
subjugated.
right.
Okay,
it's
maybe.
You know who does?
Who's the
nerf herders deserve to be subjugated? Am I right? Goddamn nerf herders, everybody.
Who's the? I can't
Jabba?
remember. Yeah, he deserves to be subjugated.
Jabba subjugates. Jabba does not be subjugated. Jabba subjugates.
He deserves to be subjugated.
Well, clearly we got to do this.
Princess Bride, we do.
No, Star Wars. All right, baby, I think that clears up. We're ready to go to junky questions. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. You guys, something happened to this camera, so the rest of the time we're talking to this camera. I don't know why.
This camera right here.
We have had a day on
hold on,
SIGLERinPLACE,
Steve
you guys.
you go to hell. You go to hell and you die. Yes,
What just happened?
Well, he says without Luke there is no Vader. Wrong, oh fish breath. There is always a Vader.
Why is he fish?
That's what my dad used to say. When I would say something ridiculous, he would go, wrong, oh fish breath. And I would say, why are you calling me fish breath? He'd say, don't worry about it, fish breath. And I would be so perplexed. I'm like, this is illogical, Father. Father, there's no linear thought to what you have said, which he loved to do a lot. He knew I thought in straight lines, so he would just say random crap
So
all
he
the
called
time.
you fish breath, and it worked. Is what you're saying.
Well,
like you got stymied by fish breath.
I eventually outthought him because I have a lot of brain power, as you can tell by my light bulb shaped head. We got to do the questions, or am I vamping?
No, we've got many questions already.
Thank you, Chris Grawl, fucking nerf herders. Am I right?
Okay, so several of you have decided to send in questions for the Stone Wolves Q&A. Those will not be asked here because they are for the Stone Wolves Q&A. Every one of you who has sent in questions for the Stone Wolves Q&A has a variation of, I know this is really early, but in your email. Trust me, it's way easier if you have, while you're listening to a serialized podcast, if you have a question about the thing you just heard, email that in. It's fine. Even if you don't know how it ends. If you email in like, why is Larry named Sarah right now? Or, why is Larry named Larry even though they seem to be feminine or something? And then you find out later that Larry is really Sarah, that's okay. We won't ask that question, but you can still email it in whenever you want. We do have questions.
My question is, do I look high right now? I'm looking at myself on the camera. Not entirely sure. I don't look pie-eyed.
Well, I will say this. You absolutely lost Russian roulette on your first bite.
That's the best game. You win and lose at the same time. All right, hit
These
me,
are
baby.
the remaining pot brownies I have taken away, so
I'm
he doesn't
gonna munch on those later, ladies and
accidentally
gentlemen,
eat them.
because it's legal as hell here. Go ahead, baby. Hit me.
What is your favorite writing snack or drink?
Oh, God. Well, the favorite, I'm going to think the favorite's probably going to be like Cheez-Its. And I don't eat the Cheez-Its because we're in the middle of Decreasember, me and the high school buddies, trying to lose 3% of our body weight during the month of December. I think Cheez-Its are awesome. A lot of pretzels, because pretzels are not super caloric, give you a bunch of stuff to munch on. Grapes have been huge lately because I'm a grown-up now, and I eat fruit. So I think that's pretty much Cheez-Its are the big one because it can't be Chocodiles. You cannot put a plate of Chocodiles in front of a writer because they will eat themselves into a coma and then they'll get no writing done. But I have found you can eat an entire jumbo box of Cheez-Its in about an hour and 15 minutes. And you do need a nap, but you don't go into a coma. Next question.
All right, next question. What's the best part of your day?
Okay. This is a little sappy. I'm going to tell you, this is a little sappy. The best part of my day is the morning. I get up at 6 a.m. A sleeps. A's had a lot of trouble sleeping in her life, and now she is sleeping pretty well on the regular, and it's a delight. It's a delight to us.
Better, yeah.
So I
much better.
Slide out of bed at 6 a.m. I
Lord's
go
sakes.
do a little email, wait for the dog, and I leave we have like a sliding door between the office and the bedroom. I open it this much, and I wait for the dogs to get up. And then the dogs get up, and they'll click their way in here, and I wait for both the dogs to get up, and sometimes I have to reach, I'm like, Squeaks, get up, you god damn it, get up, god damn it. Because she sleeps right there.
Yeah.
So Reese will come out first and hang out, Squeaks will come out, and then I shut the door, and then I'm delighted because my wife gets to sleep in. Then I harness up the dogs. We go for a 2-mile walk. Then I come home and I sit right here at the desk where A is sitting right now. And I work until A wakes up. And then the sliding door opens in the office and A comes in all sleepy. Like, oh, hey, baby. And that's the best part of my day. Every day, the best part of my day is when A gets up and comes into the office. And the rest of the day is great. Don't get me wrong, but that is the highlight of every morning that I have.
And I have terrible vision. I'm wearing contacts right now and I wear glasses all the time. But of course, I don't sleep in either one. He's not wrong. I get up and I know that. So Squeaky is very attached to me. She, as you all know, she was sick last week and I had an outdoor dinner date with the goddamn dog sitter and another friend of ours. And I was so looking forward to it. And Squeaky got very sick and just wanted to be on me all the time. And so I texted Amy, my good friend Amy, and was like, is there any chance that we could sort of eat close to here so that I can walk with Squeaky and I can bring her? And so we did that. And Kim, if you're out there, we went to the same place you and I went, or we went. And I got to bring her and her belly was all distended and everything else. But she's so super attached to me that even if she comes out of the bedroom in the morning and I wake up 20 minutes later, she still has the whole joyful, like, prancing on her back, two legs, all the things to say hello to me. So that's the first thing I do, since there's no point in putting on my glasses because she's going to lick my face 90 times and I don't want my glasses to be messed up. So I always come out without having put on my glasses. So my brother's in the chat room. If you guys don't know, Jude C. Stenson is my brother, and I'm going to take him at his word. Since we shared a bedroom for a long time, we grew up in New York and we shared the master bedroom in our apartment. My mom built a room divider in the middle of the room. So we each had our own room, or at least side of the room, but he just posted in the chat room, I miss that ray of sunshine in the morning. So pleasant.
Well, I can assure you that you are correct, sir. Just an absolute ray of light in the morning. Let's go to the next question.
Okay, let's see. So I did miss it looks like I might have missed a handful of photos and a handful of Siglerbrations. Got them all next week. We have had a very big day. Kurt, you're one of them. Shannon,
Kurt,
I missed showing a photo.
We'll show this. Can we?
Yeah,
do we have this locked?
Yeah, but I don't want to show it now because
I'm not going to show it now.
Yeah. We'll do it next week so that we can focus on it. It's really cool, and I just completely spaced because I'm shipping a zillion books. So
fantastic taste
that.
in books, Kurt. I think your taste in literature is extraordinary.
Okay, these are spoilers for Earthcorn Fitzroy, just in case you want to pause it or mute it. And I'll do this when we're done with that question. What happened to Kayla Myers? Is she dead?
Oh my God!
Hang on. You did a great job of leaving her death ambiguous at the end of Earthcore and leaving a possible path of escape via the river and or Sunny's Spring.
Okay. So something that I founded back in the role-playing days in high school with Rob and Danny, who are in the chat room now, is dead equals dead if you see the body. Mm-hmm. If you don't see the body, it's anybody's guess. Because even back then, I just got burned out on comic books because Marvel and to some extent DC would do these, it's the death of Captain America, who's going to die. And I'm like, oh my God, they're really good. This is incredible. And then the next month, and he dies in September, and then October, there's Captain America. Either back or a new Captain America, and I just got burned out with that. So the big game we played was called Champions. It was a superhero role-playing game. And in that game, if you saw a dead body, that was it. The person was dead. That is bled over into the fiction. I will say that it would be exceedingly difficult for Kayla Myers to get out of that situation. So as for what happened to her, she's probably rocked by hamburger at this point and then was probably cooked in a 3,000 degree oven for, a good 30 minutes. So her outlook is not positive. That's what I got.
Another before I go and give this spoiler free, there are a handful of people who want to know if Worm, given another life trajectory, would he have become a writer?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Worm from Mount Fitzroy, if frankly, if he hadn't been so gosh darn good at killing people, he might have very well come out to be a writer. I'm terrible at killing people. I've only got like 2. I'm like 2 for 10. It's a terrible track record. So. Next question, baby.
All right, let's see. I'm trying to keep up with the chat room, but I'm not doing that.
There's only so much we can do. There's only so much we got. We're down a camera. We have a paper down. A paper is down.
What is your favorite part or your least favorite part of the publishing journey?
The least favorite part of the publishing journey for us, I'll say all the stuff we brought on ourselves, printing books and buying copious amount, having 2,000 T-shirts in our garage, and all the packing and all the shipping and all the touring and all the stuff where there's bumps along the road and it gets difficult. We brought all that on ourselves, right? So even though some of it is difficult and not enjoyable, we made a choice. We rolled the bones. We came up. What is bad in roll the bones? 2 or 12? 2. 2 is 12. 2. Sure. We rolled the bones, got snake eyes, and then we were, we dealt with that. The worst thing about the publishing industry was because we came up podcasting all of my stuff, doing all our own $0 marketing, then paid marketing. We found ways to literally get 30,000 people a week to listen to my story. And then we're like, we have an audience that we can leverage to do things. And we would go to the publisher and like we're putting out a book, I don't know, a book say called, Ancestor, the hardcover Ancestor from Crown. And they would show us, if they would show us a marketing plan at all, we would always have the same question. Let's show us the marketing plan. Why do you want to see that? I'm like, it's my book. It's my name on the cover. Why would I not want to see the marketing plan? Also, I have a marketing degree, so I know marketing a little bit. I'm like, show me what you were doing, because whatever you're doing that I see gaps in there that I can come in and complement your strategy by doing things that you don't have on the books. Great. Even if we have to pay for it, we'll do those things. It was just twisting arms and legs to get them to show you the marketing plan. To this day, I put out 8 books with a big 5 publisher, now the big 4 publishers. I was never shown the marketing budget for any of those 8 books. They would not show me, the author, whose career is on the line. They would not tell me what they're spending. They would not say where they're spending it. It was mystifying to me that this is something that every author just goes along with. And we had giant battles, and I didn't win those battles. I still have never seen how much they spent. And they've told me, well, we spent a bunch. That narrows it down a lot. Thank you very much. Great people, but they're just used to not including the author in this process. And when the author challenges them on it, they did not like it. So the thing I didn't like the most was they would show us a marketing plan, all the things they were going to do. And then we'd be like, cool, they got 1 through 5 covered. We'll just do 6. We're going to back off. And then the book would come out and they hadn't done 2, 3, and 4. And when you are 4 weeks out from a hardcover book coming out, at least back in the day, it's over. It's done. There is no more marketing. You can't get a review if it's not already written and in queue. You can't get any advertising. There's nothing you can do with a book that's later than 4 weeks out. And it wasn't until we had one of the books, I won't mention which book, but they showed us marketing plan. We've already tripled that with our own marketing plan in the same book early, but you go crazy and this is going to be great. It's going to happen. And then like 2 weeks out, they informed us that the person they had doing all the marketing for the book had been fired 8 weeks ago because that person hadn't been doing anything. So now we were 2 weeks out and we were totally screwed. And we don't talk about this much. It completely torpedoed my big publishing career. Sank it like that. Because in big publishing, a lot like the music world, hey, we got a top 100 hit. Next album, oh sweet, we got a top 40 hit. Next album, we got a top 10 hit. Next album, no hits, done. There's no going back and be like, oh, that was okay. You're just out. So that's the thing I didn't like. The thing I didn't like the most about the experience was them telling you something would be done, then that not getting done. Mm-hmm. When they just said, we're not going to do that, be like, great, no problem. We'll cover that. We got that covered.
So we do have one more question. We'll go a tiny bit long since this show has been such a shit show.
Night, Chris.
But I do want to say, yeah, that is a difficult thing because, it's one of those things that if you're not a published author and you want to be, you sort of think, well, somebody else will take care of that. And in reality, it's an important thing to note that if you are your only marketing engine, if you are every department in your publishing journey, that stinks in 100 ways. It's very difficult to cover those bases. And it really is difficult to cover those bases, but at least you know what gets done and what doesn't. The difference is, for Scott and I, this is our one business. But for a giant company like Random House, there are many, many departments and hundreds of employees. And just like you go to your job every day and have things that you're passionate about, and your job may or may not be one of them, same thing is true of everybody who works at Random House. You may work for your job because you like the work you do, but it's not your passion. And so things like that kind of we bumped heads a lot in things like that. It's our whole livelihood. We want you to take this very seriously. And I'm not specifically dogging any specific person or department, but there are some. You've done it at your job. I've done it at my job. There's a moment where you're like, God, I'm not going to get this done today, and I'm just so shot out. I'm out. And those things affect a creator, a tiny creator, differently than they affect a giant company. So, Kim Hansen asked, why Columbo instead of a different detective?
Because there is only one detective. That detective is Columbo. That is the most offensive question I've ever heard in my life. How dare you? How dare you? Have you watched Columbo? Have you watched Columbo? He's so badass. When he was gone, his wife came in as Mrs. Columbo, and she had a show, and it was also dope. That's how badass Columbo was. Because this is a thing a lot of authors go through. When you are a younger author, you see a pop culture icon, and you tend to think, you don't think that will pass and people won't know what it is. You just go like, well, if you're older, Stephen King's age, like the Rolling Stones are immortal. Like that. It never crosses mind that you're gonna. The Rolling Stones might be a bad example. He covers a lot of rock.
I mean, I think Keith Richards is probably immortal.
You could say like Keith Richards is actually immortal. That's a good point. So you identify with pop culture stuff, and it worked great when Infected came out because basically everybody who read my book was familiar with who Columbo was. That was 15 years ago. Right? Is that right?
Yeah.
And so
I think that's fair.
It picked Columbo because it was so distinctive, and you hear the word Columbo, you thought of one thing. Thought about Telly Savalas, but like not enough people knew that show. And you think about like Sherlock Holmes was just too Perry.
And I thought about
Sherlock
Quincy,
Holmes.
but he doesn't do a lot. He doesn't go a lot of places.
Quincy was great. If you died and he was fantastic, but he's not. Of course, there is no Quincy remake. It's just Quincy's not the same guy. The reason I picked Columbo was because I wanted you to feel like when Perry Dawsey sat down on the center cushion of his couch to watch the Columbo, that without realizing you were thinking it, you're like, I know that character. I have a couch. And you would just sort of visualize yourself subconsciously watching it with Perry.
Yeah.
So it was a psychology trick to make you feel like you were doing something normal that you had done, that you've done with your friends, along with Perry. So you and Perry watched Columbo together, whether you know it or not. And then you were in. Then he became real. You didn't realize it, but to some degree, he's a real person. He's a friend of yours, someone you care about. And then stuff goes horribly wrong, and you were so much deeper. That's why I chose Columbo.
And in the chat room, Kevin Westman says, what about Poirot? Give those little gray cells a workout. And this is exactly why not Poirot. Several reasons, actually. One, that's even further afield from real time 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Poirot was vastly earlier in 2007. And also in 2007, if there were TV character or people playing Poirot on TV, there were several different ones of those where there was one Columbo, so that was easier to sort of track in that way.
And frankly, I didn't know who Poirot was till I was like 23 or 24. I'm like, I saw a picture. I'm like, who is this guy? I didn't know because I didn't read that work. There was Murder, She Wrote. There was Angela Lansbury.
Yeah.
What was the character's name?
Mrs. Murder.
Mrs. Murder.
She wrote. I don't know.
Mrs. Murder. She wrote. That was very popular. But Columbo wasn't a during thing. Now, and this, I'll finish up. We'll go to the next thing. Now we've got, I've got readers who are like 22, 23. They have no idea literally no idea. They're just like, oh, that's a TV show Scott made up, and it's completely different. There's not the same emotional connection. That's why the stuff I'll be moving into once we get out of the GFL, the primary stuff is going to be, there's going to be some modern day stuff because that does really, I love it. It does well for us, better for movies. But I've got a bunch of stuff cooking where I make up the entire universe. And like when you hear about a TV show or movie in the universe, so that will be made up. So you'll all be kind of in the same boat.
And as a weirdo side effect, before we sign off, I will say I am currently, one of the projects I'm currently doing is going through every ebook and getting them all updated, make sure they have the right covers, make sure they have all the right front matter, make sure any typos that we've discovered that you guys have told us about, all those repairs are being made. And the number of times that I have to fight with an online marketplace for things like speaker film is one word, and that is correct as is. And ionath is a real word in this book, and we need you to just accept that that's not a typo of any kind, is enormous.
All right.
It's kind of funny. So I think that we're done probably for tonight because we, let's face it, have had a crazy show. Thank you guys for sticking around.
There were brownies involved, and we have a piper down. We've lost a camera. We've lost a camera.
We're going to work on that, which is my camera, which makes me sad because we spent a lot of time on that camera. So in the meantime, if you are missing any of your orders, know that if it's a T-shirt, things are a little bit delayed. If you have any issues, just email me at info@updateset and I will follow up. And books, if you've ordered books from me, I am a little bit delayed because
Thanks, Kevin.
I only go to the I only go to the post office. I try to go twice a day. I definitely go once a day, but sometimes they're closed because they're short-staffed because of COVID.
Rob wants me to pronounce it, and I know how to do an Italian accent. I know that is an Italian character. Hercule Poirot! So there you go. Suck it! I think I've broken. A may have had a brownie, y'all.
I definitely did not. You can tell by our eyes.
Okay, love. Here we go. You guys are all fantastic, and you can all go. You can all kiss up and say, "Just one more thing. I almost forgot. That was pretty close. That's my Columbar, ladies and gentlemen.
So, since he's a little out off the script, I'll say next Wednesday, December 15th, is Lemon Cupcake Day, and y'all, I'm not gonna lie. Lemon bars, lemon.
Oh,
that's
shit.
my
We have a
favorite.
script.
We do
Okay.
have a whole script. And this was your line, so I'm just going to do the next
We'll
two.
be back on Wednesday, December 15th, 2021, when we celebrate Lemon Cupcake Day. Oh my God, A's been waiting for this for a long time. You are? And you're excited?
I'm very excited about
Great,
Lemon Cupcake
great.
Day.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie to you. Until then, of course, we will see you on Saturday for Story Smack. And until next week, we need you guys to stay safe.
We need you to stay. Oh, wait, one more thing. I need you.
Please, just stay smart.
I need you to stay smart.
And I need you to stay science. Oh, Lord, and for the
love of science, I'm a Hercule Poirot. We need you to stay informed.
French.